Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to Great Britain here in EU4. And the time is upon us. We can begin to see victory in our eyes. We can see it there, glimmering. You know, a shimmer of hope. Spain did kill our rebels for us. Very kind of him. We never did transfer this 7 stack from Desmond. Bit of a mistake on my part. I apologize. I am extremely nervous, as you might imagine. Munster still does not want out of the war, unbelievably. However, nationalist rebels are beginning to spawn, or are about to begin spawning, basically across the country from what I can see, considering that Austria's war exhaustion is at 20. We can already see Croatian separatists making some beginning moves here, and we want to stay in the war for as long as we can keep the Ottomans in the war as well, who have also, despite taking significant losses, have not wavered in their resolve. What a war it's been. We're going to send this 26 stack back into the Netherlands. This is going to be a mountain battle, unfortunately. Pressburg. Oh, hey, whoa. When can we retreat? 3rd of June. Alright, will Munster peace out now that we have beaten their army? No, they will not. They refuse to surrender. Brave, foolish bastards. Taking some serious penalties here in this mountain, but, you know, battles are battles. Our own war exhaustion is still not at, you know, 40 yet. Incredibly, or above 5, actually. Our war exhaustion isn't at 40, don't worry everyone. The war exhaustion has not reached that point yet. Austria is closer to accepting that peace deal than he would appear. Oh, the Evangelical Union has formed. Right on schedule, I suppose. Going to wait for these troops to regain their morale. Interest per annum down. Very nice. We're going to wait until we absolutely need to end this here. Or need to attack the Austrians, I should say. They have some crazy good generals. Probably from all that army tradition from that idea group. Let's see, which It's the 1-4. We're going to assign the 1-4 to this army, I think. Actually, this is our 3. No, we need this on this army because this has the most artillery. Alright, we're going to try to attack them again. This may be this is a lot riskier of a battle. We do, however, outnumber them 2-1, which is always encouraging. We do have 115% discipline. Oh, what a bitter struggle. But we get another 3 war score out of it. Alright, which of these stacks is the largest still? Probably this one. Yeah, this is the 22 stack. Manpower situation, very dire. The Ottomans managed to take some provinces from Austria. Very nice. Very nicely done. However, I don't think we're going to be able to get our war score much further here. But we're so close. We're so close to getting what we want. Munster will take peace, so we're going to go ahead and get him out of the war, which will raise our war score just that little bit higher. And it looks like we are actually going to be able to get what we want, which is going to be releasing 2 nations. We're going to release Holland. We're going to release Holland and Flanders. And this is important because this is going to be about 100 development that Austria is losing. You know, think about that. 100 development. They are losing so much in this war. See, Austria. Yeah, they're going to go down to 692 development total, compared to our 856. So this will essentially, you know, beat them into submission, I would think. And I think it's a fitting end to a titanic clash. What a war. What a war it's been. And I don't think we're going to get a single thing more out of them. Alright, Austria, have fun dealing with your rebels. We will gain 31 prestige out of this. Sadly, only getting 2 power projection. But I think it's well worth it to force Austria to lose his holdings here. So here we are. 7 years later, a 7-year war. Now we do have some rebels to deal with. Now let's see, how many diplomatic slots do we have left? We have 1 diplomatic relations slot left. So I think we're going to guarantee the independence of Holland, I think. And then Flanders is just kind of on his own. When I say on his own, I actually mean we're going to start fabricating on him, because of course we are. Now, it's worth noting that our aggressive expansion has really ticked down, like, across the board. However, we are also in, you know, several thousand, 33,000 manpower in the whole. What a war. You know, I'm thinking about this since the war started. There are going to be some really inflamed comments about this, I think, but you know, it was a debatable decision, but you know, we already had so much aggressive expansion anyway. We had the opportunity. You know, the Ottomans were there. They were ready. They were in the war. We actually allowed the Ottomans to expand by like 20 development, I think. And if we look at Austria now, Austria's down to 691 development total. And he's losing a significant amount of money from trade that he had from Holland. So I think in the end, that's basically as much as we could have wanted here. Alright, we are going to repay our loans, or our singular loan. We only took out one loan in that war, it's worth mentioning. We only took out one loan. We could have taken so much more, but we did not. Spain still loves us, despite taking that penalty hit, or that opinion hit from that event. Which is fantastic news. Spain has allied Croatia, which I think is hilarious. Spain is lined up on the Protestant League, and I think I'm going to sign up on the Protestant League as well. The cancelling of royal monopolies. Elizabeth's popularity, probably Elizabeth I, I would assume, began to wane towards the end of her reign. The war with Spain dragged on inconclusively. What war with Spain? The Parliament became less tractable and began to object to the abuse of royally granted monopolies, which was used to reward her favourites and tolerate considerable corruption. A last golden speech to Parliament in 1601 reaffirmed her love for her subjects, but it came in the context of a bitter clash over royal monopolies, which she ceased from. Okay, that's, I don't know why that was so hard to read, but we could lose 200 ducats, which we have. We gain increased free trade, giving us 10% more trade efficiency or foreign spy detection, or we could gain 100 ducats, gain 0.5 corruption, and get provincial trade modifiers. I think we go with the trade efficiency. I like this idea. Let's declare war! Religious league! Woo! Wow, what a war. This has all been in the same day. You know that episode where I said, like a couple episodes ago, where I was like, man, I'm really tired and I should probably go to sleep? Yeah, this has all been the same day. Which is probably what led me to be so brash as to do that in the first place. But what a war. Our truce with Trier has ended. Very nice. Looks like the Swedish are fighting against the Livonian Order, Riga, Brandenburg, and Denmark. Brandenburg is still allied with Poland. So he is just at war with Sweden. Oh wow, Prussians versus Sweden. Somehow the Brandenburg losing, even though he's got army professionalism, getting that 20% morale bonus, and he has defensive ideas on top of that. What a crazy turn of events. We are going to take the money to build another factory, though. You know, take a little bit of our gains from this war in order to press an advantage. I also want to build a barracks. Definitely want to build a barracks. Are we over our force limit? And no, we are exactly at our force limit. Okay. Very important distinction to make. We are going to build a barracks in Picardy, as well as here in Anjou, because once Anjou loses some of its autonomy, we're going to be in a good place. Now, our truce with Flanders will end in 1577. Which is important to note. It's also important to note that Austria has lost its cores on these Dutch provinces. Oh, this is adorable. Flanders has gone hostile. We released them in peace and they're hostile. But you know what? Whatever. We're fabricating claims on them. It's fine. Now, if we look at our monarch point situation here, we are going to pick up admin tech 13, I think. Especially now that we have cheaper admin tech and it's only going to cost us 479 points. Yeah, absolutely. So now that we're at peace, you know, we're thinking about attacking Flanders in our next war. But is there anything we could do in the meantime? We could attack France. Gascony still has no allies, and our truce with them ends this year. So we can begin building a spy network there, and we'll build one in France as well, and we can continue expanding. Feeling really good after that war. You know, it doesn't seem like we did that much, but making Austria lose these two provinces is actually so huge. It's so huge. Truce with Gascony has ended. Fantastic. I think we are going to attack Gascony because their army is going to be weaker. Our aggressive expansion actually surprisingly low. Mostly because, and that was the other thing about this war, is that we didn't take any aggressive expansion for what we did. And I think that's really important. I think that's really helpful for us. This is us, guys. This is Britain. This is what we're capable of. We don't even have the ideas. You know, we don't have the 10% morale, the additional 15% from defensive ideas. We don't have good generals. But we won because we had superior firepower. Man, that feels good. Feels so good. I think we'll take the +2 unrest since we don't have any revolting provinces at the moment. I'm going to move a defending army here into Zoggen. What a war. What a day of recording it's been, too, for that matter. Alright, we're going to fabricate the claim on Limousin. Now, you may think to yourself, you know, why would you go to war so soon after a war like that? Well, because we didn't really go that much into debt. Our manpower is in the tank, but that's okay. You know, part of me thinks there should be like a... And people are going to hate me for saying this, but part of me thinks there should be a population crisis mechanic where if you persistently lose manpower after manpower after manpower, that it affects... your entire like nation. You know, much in the same way getting bankrupted would. If you're so far deep, like losing manpower, it should have an effect on your country. Other than that event that is like, oh yeah, you can lose like 10% taxes for like a little bit of time. You know, there's just really no real punishment for that. We're going to annex Gascony. It's just what's going to happen. If we look at local autonomy, I'm really displeased with the autonomy here in these Irish states. We may be lowering the autonomy manually once our manpower recovers a little bit. Spain went 900 ducats into debt in that war. Brandenburg is hostile towards us. Excuse you? For what reason? Oh, they're a member of the Catholic League. Yep, that'll do it. Poland also a member of the Catholic League. I really don't like entertaining the idea that we may have to carry the league on our back. Speaking of which, I do wish there was a league map mode. That would be pretty nice. Now, I don't think Gascony is a member of any of the leagues, so... we don't have... We're going to stop building a spy network. And we should be able to take these provinces without getting a coalition. That's ideal. Yep, Brandenburg broke alliance with us because he's a little girl, I guess. He can't handle it. Protestantism is right, Brandenburg. But you're still Catholic. Disgusting. And if there's one thing I will see too, I want a Protestant Europe. We need to break free from papal oppression. But I'm going to improve relations with the Pope. You know. He is nearby. He is kind of big. You know, it's funny, the Tuscans really don't hate us all that much. But I'm looking, and it looks like Milan is a little bit more receptive of being our ally than before, as well. So that may be something we consider here. We do still have 2 military leaders over the limit. Okay, it's time. It's time we get rid of these generals. I hate to do it. We will get rid of the... I really just want to keep the 3-1. Actually, let's keep the 2-2. So let's get rid of that leader, and I believe it's this leader as well. He's the 3-1. So we're going to get rid of these 2. We'll take the average leader, because our army really uses a mix of both. We will, unfortunately, get rid of both of these leaders. King Edward VII, what a hero. A true champion of the British people. Leading our nations, you know, into war. What a legend. Now, Flanders is probably hostile because they're a member of the Catholic League, yes. Now, Sweden has also joined the Protestant League. So the question now becomes, as we're thinking about the League War, can Spain, Britain, Sweden, and the Ottomans defeat Austria and Poland, Lithuania? And considering that just Spain and I were able to defeat Austria and all of his allies, I think that the odds are somewhat in our favor. However, they do also have Brandenburg. I realize I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way. I'm just kind of making fun of them because they're being poopy right now. Milan has also joined the Protestant League. Tuscany, probably a member of the Catholic League if I had to guess. It doesn't look like they're really feeling one way or the other, though. We're going to fabricate a claim on France. On Poitou. Portugal attacked Tunis once again. No longer allied with the Ottomans, blessedly. Now we could think about an alliance with the Ottomans here. But considering that they're rivaled to the Spain, you know, that Spain is their rival, I don't think that's something we want to do. But we'll consider them to be an ad hoc, I believe that's how you pronounce that. We'll consider them to be an ad hoc ally for the time being. Now I'm going to improve manpower in a couple of our provinces where it is reasonable to do so. Here in Hampshire, for example, you know, only 50 points. That's great. And here in Somerset, we will increase it by another 2 points and build a barracks. Just because we need more manpower. We always need more manpower. Alright, we have fully besieged Limousin here. We have no diplomats. We will stop improving relations with the Pope to deal with this. We are strongly in first place now. What a beautiful change of events. Now, vassalizing Gascony would only give us 14 aggressive expansion, which is, you know, nothing, basically. And Gascony has claims all over France. And that could save us a lot of admin points, so I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to do here. Even though they hate us with a fiery passion. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll vassalize them. That seems reasonable to me. If we just took the provinces, let's see this. If we took the provinces, that's 21 aggressive expansion. For vassalizing them, we get 14. So that seems a lot more reasonable to me. We're going to go ahead and do that. Gascony has high liberty desire. I thought that was the personal union thing for a second. And I'm like, what? Come on, we just got an heir. Come on, man. And next time, we're going to be looking to take land from France. But thank you for joining me. I think this is going to be the last video of the day for me. But not that it matters because, you know, you guys see the episodes sequentially, so it's not really that important anyway. But thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys on the next one.